Hi everyone, I've just come on to give you a bit of news about Zach. Very sadly, we had to take him back to Jerry Green's and give him up. This happened because on Monday night he had a severe fight with Alfie. They were playing with tennis balls and they got jealous of each other and the ball and got into a fight, and Andrew tried to separate them and he got bitten on his arm and foot, and after that happened, the trust in Zach just seemed to go. We couldn't trust them to be on their own, Alfie and Zach together, and then we were having another little think about whether we could keep him, and he has a lot of behavioural issues as well. He's got severe separation anxiety, so every time we went out of a room he was crying, or we tried to shut him in a room he would throw himself against the door and cry. He was very pulley on the lead, and also when out on walks he would pull, and when Alfie would bark at dogs, because Alfie's a naughty dog as well sometimes and barks at dogs, so when Alfie would bark at dogs then Zach would bark, and it was just too much for both of us, and Zach needed a lot of exercise or a lot of stimulation, and unfortunately we discovered that we didn't have the time or energy for that. So it's a really sad situation. I think it's Alfie was affected by it. He's been very used to being the only dog, and he's got issues of his own. So it wasn't just Zach's fault, it was Alfie's fault as well, or our fault, for not getting Alfie's issues sorted out. So some people had said that a fight would maybe help them to get along, you know, it would clear the air, but we just kept thinking, well, we don't trust them to be alone together, and we don't want to never be able to leave the house alone, you know, we don't want to never be able to go out again. So, you know, we had to make a decision, and unfortunately that was the decision we came to. So we had, Monday night we had to keep them separated. Zach was still going for Alfie quite a lot. After the fight he was still going for Alfie and trying to get at him, and Alfie was getting excited, and even when Zach was outside the house and Alfie was inside, they could sense each other and they were barking at each other. So it was really hard. What happened eventually was that they both calmed down, and we managed to reintroduce them we sort of took them both out for a walk and reintroduced them, and they sort of got on okay after that. But then at night we had to keep them separate, and we were basically in conversation with people about trying to return him or giving him another chance. So we took the night to think about it, and also we had to, in the middle of the night, visit minor injuries for Andrew's hand and foot. His hand and foot are infected, so he's on antibiotics, and Alfie seems a bit sore and tender around the neck area. So it's a very, very sad situation, but the positive side is that when we took Zach back to Jerry Green's on Tuesday night, she said that they have a long list of people on Zach's waiting list to be contacted, ready to take him on, and that all the information that we've given about how he was when he was here is going to be very helpful with choosing his next owners. So I hope you all understand, you know, the decision that we've had to make. We had to put Alfie first, and when we returned on Tuesday night he did seem much happier and much more back to his usual self. we hadn't really noticed the change that had come over Alfie, but by Tuesday night when we came back from taking Zach back, we could actually see that Alfie had been changed, and he was much happier being on his own. So, you know, we're not in the best of places right now, and we're certainly not thinking of looking for another dog at the moment. We're just gonna be me, Andrew and Alfie for now. I do hope you understand what's happened, and it's really hard for both of us. You know, we're very upset. We never dreamed something like this would happen, but as I say, we couldn't trust them not to get in a fight or something when we're out of the house. And obviously it's impossible to have a life where you don't go out at all. I mean, even for things like hospital appointments and things like that, you have to go out and leave 2 dogs in the house at some point. And it's unfair to deny Alfie of chews and treats, because that was what would start fights off. So people say, oh yes, remove chews and treats, but then you're denying Alfie of that, and he hasn't got as long to live as he should have because he's got Cushing's disease. So we want him to enjoy the last few years of his life, and we want to love him as much as we can. So unfortunately it's not worked out, taking on another dog, and we're very sorry about that, but I do hope you understand, and we all wish Zach the best of luck in finding a family and living a happy life. So I'll keep you updated, and I'll see you soon.